Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 16, Reunion Part 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend, hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So it's the reunion day. The ladies are arriving. Dr. Simone is already talking. Ma'am, it's too early. Okay, the bottom of the screen say 5:30 a.m. Child, please shut it up. Toya is coming through talking about Sweet Tea be talking over on the interwebs. All of y'all be talking on the internet. Okay, nobody said, well, y'all said something to Heavenly, but she's still talking. So that's neither here nor there. That's just a damn side note. Andy goes and makes his rounds. Quad is lying to Andy when he asked her if she was worried about King being on stage with Dr. G. Talking about, he can control himself, unlike others. Girl, what? All y'all need a lesson in composure, but that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So all the ladies come out on stage. For whatever reason, Sweet Tea wanted to be last. Po baby. Come on out, T. One thing about T, baby, she got some confidence. You know what I'm saying, honey? No matter what other people are saying, she thinks she looks good. Therefore, she is exuding the confidence needed to spice it up, honey. So come on, sit on down, child. So Andy speaks to the ladies. You know how he likes to do. Toya, let me just say this. That dress was beautiful when you were seated. It was a moment. Now, I was not fond of it in pictures. I'm not going to lie. When I saw it in the pictures, I was like, oh, I do not like that dress. But that dress looked beautiful sitting there. The way it was like some rose petals or flowers or whatever were pressed up against your leg, and the way that the dress was flared out, beautiful. Dr. Simone, what in the Charmin tissue is happening here? As far as Dr. Heavenly, the choker is choking and I don't like it. Dr. Contessa, you played it safe. You usually do well at reunions. Dr. Jackie usually gets it right with her dresses. It's just simple and plain, but why are you in the first chair? Now let's move on. So now that Andy has spoken to everyone, Andy asked Contessa if she watched the season that she wasn't on, and she said she did, and she was happy that she wasn't on it. Andy brings up Faye not being there, like he didn't know that he had already put her over on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and she on the cash trip with Portia and them. But for the sake of him playing in our face, we're going to act like Andy doesn't know why Phaedra isn't there. So they show a confessional from Phaedra saying that these women are trash, they're demonic, they're jealous, they're hateful, they're angry black women that make fun of other women because they don't look good or because they're fat. And baby, they were taken aback. Do you hear me? Simone gonna say, well, none of us have done the trash that she has done. Okay, she ain't wrong. Because Dr. Jackie couldn't help but call everybody fat the first season that she was there. Y'all do very much give mean girl. Y'all do. And if people are not aesthetically pleasing to you, i.e. Sweet Tea, then you treat them like they're disposable. And that's just the way it is. But let me just be very for real. Phaedra, you and these ladies share some traits. So it's kind of giving the pot calling the kettle, calling the pot calling the kettle. So then Heavenly says that Phaedra tried to make Apollo jealous and basically it backfired. Listen, I don't think Phaedra would have given up so easily if she had not gotten a chance to go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm just keeping it real with you. I feel like she would never let these ladies run her away. Okay, she would never give them the satisfaction of feeling like they got one up on her. But since she was going over to Atlanta, she like, you know what, y'all can have that. And maybe she was trying to make Apollo jealous. He was trying to make her jealous as well by bringing Shireen. But Heavenly, I'm sorry. You are not going to escape accountability for this debacle. I'm sorry, because why was he even introduced to coming in the first place? This is a couple's trip. So in your mind, now I'm just going to say this because I know that people are like, she broke the fourth wall and she said that Phaedra said that she was cool with him coming. I don't care about that. Why was he even thought of to come? And it's to get mess started. Child, y'all got to begin at the beginning, honey. We ain't gonna just begin there. But anywho, all of y'all play a part in it. And yes, she probably was trying to make Apollo jealous and then it backfired. But anywho, so then Andy brings up Shireen filing for divorce. And then Quad gonna say, yeah, because you know what? He can get another wife, but he will still be the same man that was married to that first wife. Okay, Quad, I see what you did there. Baby, I see what you did there. Let me tell you something. The next one really thinks that she is the exception. But baby, I am here to tell you, you are not. Now, the thing is, yes, sometimes people show up different in different relationships. Everybody gets a different version. That is true. But Dr. G is still the same man that he was with Quad. It was shown on this season. Now, do I feel that Sweet Tea should continue on with him and be subjected to whatever's going on in that marriage? That's up to her. I would personally hope that she would find a way to, exit stage left if things are going wrong for her in that relationship, and don't just try to save face and, you don't want them to say, I told you so. Girl, make sure that you are preserving your peace. That's all I'm gonna say. So Andy wants Simone to speak for Phaedra because Phaedra is not there. So Simone gets this little cutout face of Phaedra and she starts imitating her. I mean, I laughed a little bit, but Phaedra is not there. So we can just move on, honey. Moving forward. Andy was not impressed, honey, because y'all know he loved him some Phaedra. They go on commercial and they're back. So it's time for Quad's package. We see her time this season. Quad tells Andy that she has to work through what happened with Simone at the reunion last year daily, but her and Simone are in a much better place. Now, the thing that really trips me out about this group, Andy included, when it comes to Quad, is that they never believe it's as real or as intense or she has as many feelings as she does. It almost seems like, oh, that's Quad. Y'all know she be over exaggerating. Yeah, she may say things a little bit more exaggerated, but that doesn't mean that she's not feeling the things that she's telling you that she's feeling. Because I think a lot of people think that she just likes to play victim. So Andy is asking about Whitnick and why Dr. Simone was mad that Quad came. Dr. Simone with her stubborn self talking about, well, I didn't invite her because she said that we owed her an apology about Napa and we didn't. Girl, grow up. Yes, y'all did. She was like, then she was in a relationship with King for a whole year and we didn't even know. Simone, you are a broken damn record. Girl, you either accept the woman or you don't. You are so needy. You want everybody's business and you're not entitled to everybody's business. It's giving monitoring spirit. What do you need to know everything that's going on with her for? Because this very sentence that you're saying makes absolutely no sense. Because if you look at the preview for the rest of the 3 parts, you get in her face and tell her because she gave you her to kiss, y'all started hanging out with Dr. G, the very man that she said abused her allegedly. So you want her to then turn around and tell you about her new relationship when you just sat here and told her in her face, we hung out with him out of spite? Girl, get real and get lost. Moving forward. You never want to accept responsibility either, honey, for your own actions. It's stale. You do this every single season, every single reunion, and I'm sick of it. So then Toya says that she didn't like Quad saying that it was all of them that brought her to Napa to get rid of her because it was only Simone. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. So y'all didn't have a 4-core meeting beforehand. Y'all didn't sit down at that restaurant and say if Quad didn't do what y'all wanted her to do, she was out. Didn't you purposely not get her a room? Didn't y'all give Phaedra a heads up so she changed her flight? Simone may have said it to Quad, but all y'all agreed. Y'all knew exactly why y'all were there. And Toya, you got this bad. You want to sit here and talk about how everybody else is responding because of the court of public opinion, and you are doing the same. Do not sit here in my face and try to gaslight me. Y'all are running me crazy. You're trying to make me believe that this was all Simone's master plan and none of y'all had anything to do with it. Girl, please. Y'all took turns whacking that woman like a piñata at that table in Napa. So now you want me to believe the very woman who didn't even have her a room and chuckled about it. Oh, well, she can stay with the whoever. I forgot who it was. She can stay with them. You want me to believe that it wasn't all y'all? Okay, girl. So Quad wants to know, Simone, what's your issue? Let's not move past it. What is the issue? So then Dr. Simone repeats the same old rhetoric that she didn't like Quad acting like they ganged up on her. And now Quad is pretending to be the victim. Baby, it's the gaslighting for me. It is the gaslighting for me. Dr. Simone does not like that the viewers responded the way that they didn't want them to. We responded the way that they didn't want. And so that is the issue. And I don't care what speech Dr. Simone gives. Y'all were ganging up on her last season, and y'all find somebody to gang up on every single season. But Quad, that's just karma for how y'all ganged up on Mrried. So it's all coming full circle, point blank, and the period. I just feel like this is just some BS. So then Andy brings up Toya calling the apologies BS. Speaking of BS, Toya said, well, I just feel like they didn't want to go back and forth and back with her, so they just apologized. Dr. Jackie's apology wasn't sincere. She just didn't want to get into it. And Dr. Jackie tried to say that her apology was sincere, but she just wanted to say whatever and did it. But girl, that apology wasn't sincere. The same way that none of that you said sitting in your room when you apologized to all the black women about what you said on that live with Heavenly, that wasn't sincere either. You just don't like people to tell you about yourself. Point blank in the period. I'm sorry. Moving forward. So they just said whatever, they moved on. And I feel like they just couldn't take the heat. Now, even Heavenly said that if it were her, she would not have shared King with this group. But she understands why Dr. Simone is upset. She said, look, I'm going to tell y'all everything now because things are different. Heavenly then says that her apology was definitely sincere. I don't know about y'all, honey, but mine was. Andy then brings up Sweet Tea saying that Quad was jealous of her relationship with Dr. G. So now they going back and forth and back. Now, Sweet Tea did kind of get Quad a little bit when she said she hopes that King has a fleet of ambulances to keep her relevant. That was good to me. I said, baby, not the Married to Medicine fleet. But girl, that woman is not jealous of your relationship with that man in that used house and that Mini Cooper. She is not. I don't think that she's jealous at all. I'm sorry. I just don't. Now, when she said Quad was a non-motherfucking factor, now that was crazy. Because the lady does have a fan base. She does. And we're going to leave that read on Basketball Wives, okay? Leave it up to them. Leave it up to Jackie, Christy, and Evelyn and them. Child, we don't need to bring that over here. So then they bring up the Rolls Royce and Sweet Tea saying that Quad comes across fake. And she was like, yeah, I mean, you just come across fake to me. Quad said, and you come across country. So then Sweet Tea said, you're from Memphis. You're a Beverly Hillbilly. Well, baby, what she say that for? Y'all look so silly arguing. If anything, y'all need to get together so you can help her escape Dr. G. Listen to me. If we want to be real, all y'all were giving Home on the Range y'all first season. Baby, y'all were country and soulful. Do you hear me? And Simone, sometimes you still give a hint of soul. And Quad, sometimes your wig still give a hint of country. Everybody has their days. Look at Cynthia over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is Cynthia Cheekbones Bailey. Now, Cynthia, I hate to bring you over here. I hate for the crossover and whatever, but y'all all in Atlanta. So here we go. Everybody has a bad day. So y'all need to be calling each other names. That just don't make sense. So then they started talking about Quad and her 15 times a day and her having a baby. Now, apparently she's working with Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie turns to her and tells her, now, girl, you know, when you get pregnant, you may not be able to pop it for pimp. So then they started talking about how she's going to satisfy King in other ways if she cannot have sex. Quad, baby, you've been watching too much TV. Listen to me. When you're creating life, the last thing that you're going to be worried about is pleasing King. Okay? I don't give a damn what you've been told or what you think you finna do. If he can't sit down somewhere while you create his baby, then that's not the man for you. Okay, now let's move on. Moving forward. So Quad is working on getting pregnant and Dr. Jackie is her doctor. So I'm wondering, does that qualify her to stick around? I mean, it is Married to Medicine and she going to get some medicine from Dr. Jackie. She ain't married to him, but we'll work it out. Now on to Toya. I mean, besides the Birkin baby shower, what are we really talking about? Now, I guess she was the one keeping it real this season and trying to hold everybody accountable. So let's get into it. Andy puts her truth-telling skills to the test. So he asked her a series of questions. Who has had the most work done? She said Dr. Heavenly. Most likely to not tell the truth here today? She said Letitia. Most likely to need a stylist? Sweet Tea. Who's more handsome, Anderson Cooper or Andy Cohen? Now, baby, she said Andy because, I mean, she ain't no fool, but she really wanted to say Anderson Cooper. Okay, she really wanted to say Anderson. So they bring up Toya being tacky, and Toya just says that that's her and Eugene's dynamic. Eugene has his own voice. He looks at women. He just doesn't tell her. She's just more vocal than he is, and he loves who she is. So everybody else needs to get with it or get lost. Okay, they're good. Now, I told y'all a long time ago, if he like it, I love it. And it does seem like Eugene loves Toya for who she is, and he knows who she is. And so whatever the outside influences are saying, it doesn't really make a difference. They've celebrated 16 years. They're solid. So we can just get out their business, child. So they want to know if there's any more Birkins. Now, she said no more right now, and Kelly was the first, and Kelly is now in their new home. So we find out that Toya has purchased a new house. So then Andy gonna say, this is like your fifth home. Now, mind you, Dr. Simone is sitting next to her, and she says, and it's not a rental. Okay, now that could be taken as shade, right? Sweet Tea ain't said nothing. She just sitting there. Then for some reason, she catches a stray. Toya says, yeah, and I didn't have to move into anyone else's house. Now, girl, why did that even need to be said? I feel like that was so unnecessary, but let me guess. Sweet Tea had just hit you in the head, and then she was being mean to y'all, and so you had said that, and they cut it out. Anyway, moving forward. Oh, but congratulations on your new home. I love that you and Eugene never give up. I love that y'all never give up, child. So Andy brings up Toya being mad about where she's being seated on the couch. Now, I guess she didn't want to sit next to Sweet Tea, but she said Sweet Tea ain't got nowhere else to go, so she starts saying how she has been a friend to every new person to ever come on this show. And the lie detector test determined that was a lie. That is not true, girl. You were mean to Audra. You clowned that lady about wearing a champion tracksuit. Y'all almost came to blows. You have not always been inviting to new people in this group. So Sweet Tea is trying to talk. Toya is trying to overtalk. And then, she's calling Sweet Tea a fan. Andy's like, just let her talk. Just go ahead and let her talk. Sweet Tea, tell the truth and shame the devil, honey. Let's hear what's going on. She said Toya wanted her to come on the show to go to war with Quad. Toya's like, I don't even speak like that. Okay, well, you might have not said go to war, but girl, to come at her, to get into it with her, you probably said it. So then her and Heavenly, according to Sweet Tea, wanted her to come on to go against Quad. Now, I personally believe it. And Toya, you were pissed at Quad because the season before that, she had accused you of setting Anila's house up to be robbed. So I know that you were pissed with Quad and didn't want nothing to do with her. And I feel like you did use her to do your dirty work. Then afterwards, there was no use for her. And I peeped that you weren't trying to be as close and as big sisterly as you were in the season when y'all tried to get rid of Quad and Napa. You talking about the apologies were fake, but you're being fake. But Sweet Tea, I got to say this to you. That's a lesson learned because you accepted the challenge and look where that got you. So we can place blame on both of y'all. Yeah, she wanted you to come on and go at Quad, and you accepted to come on and go at Quad. Now you want us to sit back and be like, Sweet Tea, well, oh my gosh. No, why would you even accept the challenge? You should have told her, I'm going to come on as Letitia. Now, I'm not going to go against that girl. I don't know her enough to go against her. And me and her do not have any bad blood. But you came on and did it. This cast really just tries to erase people's memory, and I don't like that. This woman will never really fit in with this group. This current cast will never fully accept Sweet Tea because they only want the cast that has always been there plus Mimi. Like, let's just be for real. So then Toya claims that she didn't want her to go against Quad. Okay, girl. Moving forward. Toya said, you didn't have a problem with me until I was cool with Quad. Well, you didn't have no smoke with Sweet Tea until you got back cool with Quad. So, I mean, it's the same thing. So then Quad is like, I'm listening to you. But I want to say this. You put me out of your bachelorette party because Toya told you to. Duh. And why would you want to be at her bachelorette party anyway? That was crazy, first of all. And of course she put you out. It was her first season and she thought Toya was her real friend. She was taking guidance from Toya. She was green. Now, if that had happened maybe next season or this season, I don't know if she would have done that. But Toya was pissed at you. She didn't even want you in her presence. And because this girl was trying to be a loyal ride or die, she was like, well, I mean, you got to go. So then Dr. Simone gets up, goes over to Sweet Tea. She kneels down in front of her, talking all calm, telling her, I'm coming to you as your big sister. This is not a space for us to be in a battle. Girl, please. How weird and hypocritical is that when you have hollered and battled for 11 reunions? Now all of a sudden, this is not the space for us to be in battle. Y'all just don't want this woman to reveal the real. Okay, y'all just don't want that. She's just sitting here talking, just like Toya is sitting here talking. Be very for real. If Dr. Simone would have been kneeled down in front of me, I would have said, ma'am, please rise and take your seat. I'm not a kid. We're having a conversation. I am at the reunion. I am allowed to speak. You and Quad just went back and forth and forth and back, and we had to sit here and endure it. Quad wouldn't even be quiet when Andy was speaking. So now it's my turn to speak, and I'm going to speak. So you can sit down. I got this. Like, I thought that was crazy. I'm like, lady, what are you doing? Now on to Dr. Contessa. So they start up again with the whole Dr. Heavenly versus Dr. Contessa mess. She says that her marriage is stronger than ever because she complained it caused them to go to therapy and now they're good. Sure, Jan. Listen, I'm not trying to revisit this, but all I'm going to say is don't put nothing out about your relationship that you don't want people to know, because when you forgive them, everybody else is still mad. And Dr. Heavenly at the time, she was like one of your closest friends. So when the people were asking her that when she was sitting in that closet, she answered. Okay, because I don't know why, but she just be talking, child. And it's like her mouth moves faster than her brain. So she just says things and then she's like, I'm going to say it and I'm going to take it back. But don't tell anybody anything that you don't want people to really know. Not saying it's 100% your fault, because as her friend, she shouldn't have said certain things, but I'm just saying. So then they bring up Heavenly talking about Dr. Contessa's mom. Toya is trying to make it seem like it was okay. Talking about, well, I mean, she says that all the time. She's been saying that. And it's always been wrong as well. And just like Dr. Contessa was wrong for bringing up rumors about Dr. Damon having mixed babies, she is wrong for saying your mama, knowing that woman's mom is deceased. And that's the point she was trying to make on that episode. You ladies excuse everything with the excuse, that's just Heavenly. She's been doing that. I remember Mariah and Dr. Heavenly were on the curb. I don't know where they were coming from, but I remember this scene and it was dark outside. And Mariah was telling her, stop saying yo mama to me. Don't bring up my mama. Dr. Heavenly is not going to be happy until she meets her match. Ma'am, stop talking about people's parents. And sweet tea, that goes for you too, because you said your mama. So y'all really just need to stop that. Y'all too damn old for that anyway. So Andy wants to know if anyone else has heard this rumor about Dr. Damon. So everybody just sitting quiet. Like, I ain't finna say nothing. Say what now? So then Dr. Contessa said, nobody's ever heard any rumors about Dr. Damon. So then Dr. Simone goes, well, a woman came up to me and she did tell me that he asked for her number. And yeah. Oh, baby. Cecil, I'm just going to say this right here, right now. You can consider yourself unfriended. Because, baby, Dr. Damon Daddy does not take kindly to people saying that he's a cheater, implying that he's a cheater, not answering if he's a cheater. You're done. Baby, you're done. Mrried tried to tell us years ago while she was sashaying sideways, do I need to bring the receipts? She tried to tell us. So then Heavenly looks at Simone and she says, do you believe her? And scene. And that was the end of Reunion Part 1. Baby, when Reunion Part 2 comes on, I cannot wait to hear why Dr. Simone held this intel. And I think a lot of people have probably heard something, but nobody has said anything out of respect for Dr. Damon. But I wonder if Andy is going to ask Cecil, did you hear any rumors about Dr. Damon? This is going to be a mess. Child, y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about Part 1. This is what I felt about Part 1. I felt like Part 1 was unfair. I felt like it was a session of gaslighting. Simone doing a lot of talking, trying to confuse people into believing that things were one way when we as viewers saw it a totally different way. I feel like it was a situation where everybody was coming against one person, and it's just crazy. Not saying Sweet Tea is completely innocent, because like I said, she took the challenge. And had she not done that, then maybe I could be like, well, y'all shouldn't have did that. She didn't want to do it. But I've never once heard her say, and I told her no. She just keeps saying she wanted me to do it. And so you did it because you thought that y'all were going to be friends. But we all see that Toya flipped the script. And that's just what it is. Y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.